So yeah, it's been a while since I've done an audio drama review. Not that I'm lacking in choices or anything, it's just that I've really been busy with work, my real job outside of being on YouTube and complaining slash praising various audio dramas and movies and whatnot. The hours have gotten a little bit insane over the last couple of weeks, and I haven't really had a whole lot of time to sit down and talk about things like this. I'm not going to bore you to tears with the details. I'm just going to say that that's basically the situation, and uploads are going to be a little weird until everything returns to normal, which might be a while for the record, but we're hoping to get through this. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy this review of We Fix Space Junk.
Tonight, Bill, I knew.
You know, I think this is the first time I've reviewed an audio drama that is mostly episodic. I mean, a lot of the audio dramas I review, they do tend to have kind of an episodic nature on occasion. Like, you could maybe afford to skip episode 9 because it doesn't really contribute anything. But a lot of the audio dramas I've been listening to since, well, pretty much since I started getting into audio drama and started this review series altogether, a lot of them have been of a serialized nature. Like, there's like an entire season and there's this whole continuity from episode 1 all the way up to the very last episode, and possibly all the way up to the very end of the audio drama itself. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, necessarily. If I'm being entirely honest, an episodic audio drama really doesn't give you a whole lot of incentive to listen to the entire thing from start to finish in a binge session, but it's a fun little thing to listen to every now and then when you want to listen to something and you don't want to think especially hard. I do like episodic shows from time to time, but for the most part, if you're going to talk about something for review purposes, these are kind of the ones that are the more challenging because the urgency doesn't usually feel like it's there for the most part when it's episodic like this. Like, there's a couple of 2-parters, maybe a 3-parter here or there, but for the most part, once you get past the first couple of episodes, you could probably just jump in whenever and not feel especially lost. The story of We Fix Space Junk is the story of Samantha, a former Instagram sensation turned refugee turned apprentice repairwoman, to Kilna, a former miner turned cyborg turned Omni Corporation's bitch, as they travel through the various reaches of the universe, finding random junk to repair, upgrade, etc., etc., hoping to God that this is the one that pays off their debt to the Omni Corporation once and for all. Spoiler alert, no, it's not happening. I'm not one to make assumptions about who someone's influences are in writing if I don't know them personally, but if I had to hazard a guess by listening to the work of one Beth Crane, I would probably say that her big influences for this show were probably your typical Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, maybe just a smidge of Red Dwarf, just a lot of British sci-fi comedy that is very well known, especially beyond the pond. It's got that universal appeal like Douglas Adams does. And that's fine by my count. I love The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's one of my favorite books ever. Red Dwarf is one of my favorite TV shows ever. It's definitely one of my favorite space operas ever. But that's just if I'm guessing. Probably, for all I know, Beth Crane's major influence was probably something like Downton Abbey. Boy, that'd be weird. I get the feeling that if this was a TV show or a series of movies, there would be a lot of like accompanying animations and maybe some other little weird display things going on screen whenever they switch over to the Omni Corporation notification letting you know that there is an item that needs repairing over in Sector 235. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, and you're going to accept it, is to go to the sector and fix the thing. Additional notes, doop-de-doop. There would be like all these like little animations that go with it, and there'd be like, it would be very reminiscent of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy miniseries that came out back in the day, whenever they would break the narrative and they would start explaining what a Vogon is, and they would have that kind of animation to it, I think. Barring that, I would say this show follows the classic trope of this is what British people in the 1970s thought the future would look like, because it really has that kind of soundtrack to it. The sound effects also kind of have that aspect to them, not to mention I can remember those old Doctor Who movies that a friend showed me, and looking at the future tech, it really looked like this is what people in the 70s thought the future would look like, and I have a very easy time imagining that if this was a TV show or a movie, it would kind of have that aesthetic to it as well. Unlike a lot of those Doctor Who movies, I actually like this show, and I actually enjoy listening to it quite a bit, and I'm actually very interested in finishing it because I'm kind of in the middle of season 2, and there is so much supplementary material that I skipped over because I wanted to follow the main plot. And I really want to see how it ends, you know? Not going to lie, the sense of humor in this show is very dry, but if I'm being entirely honest, that's to be expected because I'm pretty sure this thing was produced out in Great Britain somewhere. They have a very dry sense of humor out there, and it's the kind of sense of humor that I love, you know? It's strange, it's absurd, but it's not zany, and it's not in your face with its punchlines, which is more than I can say for a lot of American comedy out there right now. Honestly, anything I can say about this show would really not be doing it justice. You really need to check this show out for yourself. I highly recommend it. Overall, 4 hats out of 4. And that's going to do it for this week's audio drama review. Hopefully I'll be able to sit down and record some more videos, and maybe there'll be audio drama reviews, maybe there'll be movie reviews, maybe there'll be something else, maybe it'll be another stream. Although the views I've been getting on those don't seem to indicate that you guys are especially interested in streams, but whatever. Anyway, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring-a-ding the bell to show that you actually mean it, and of course, check out my other audio drama reviews, or really just other videos in general, for more Tommy Teal Hat goodness. Until next time. God, I can't wait to get a haircut. Got fucking anime hair and everything.